slow down and see just how peaceful today can be. Thanks so much for swinging by. You can call me your host, your obedient servant, Sebastian St. Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. Vincent twice. You can always call me Bennett. The plan for this one is Jack Benny Radio and Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Thanks so much for swinging by. Wish us luck.
The Smothers Brothers.
With rare and magic perfume. Oh no, no. That's not right.
I said it wasn't the trees.
I know you said it wasn't the trees, but then you said, oh no, it isn't the breeze.
Well, you said it wasn't the breeze.
Well, at first it wasn't the breeze, it was the trees. Oh yeah, well, if it's the trees, it can't be the breeze. And I said, oh no, it isn't the breeze. So how? I'm awful right. You are right. But just forget everything I've told you. Just say, can it be the trees that fill the breeze? Please. Can it be the trees? Can it be the trees that fill the breeze, please? No, that's stupid. How can it be the trees that fill the breeze?
I thought I had a good enough idea and it didn't work. So if you'll leave now, I'll introduce you later.
Don't you want to try it again?
No. Tried it once, well, I'll introduce you and you'll do something later, huh?
Hey, you. Finally awake.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you
trying
know
to cross the border,
those
right?
are the Smothers.
You walked right into that imperial ambulance. Same as us. And that thief over there.
You know, the reason I had them out
Skyrim was fine until you came
is
along.
I thought for a
Empire
change,
was nice and
it would be kind of nice to have someone else do my theme
Stolen
song
that horse and
instead of
halfway
that
to
orchestra
Hammerfell.
of mine. It's not that I have anything against my
Shouldn't be here.
musicians, but when the brass section blows through their
They're all
instruments
brothers and
and those
sisters in
fumes
pines
fill
now.
the breeze. Believe me, it's a rare but not magic perfume.
Watch your tongue. Speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Having trouble like that at the opening of a show would
You're the
upset
leader
me.
of the rebellion.
Not anymore.
But if they
I
capture
feel that
you,
these things
God.
really are.
Where are they taking us?
You know, I found out that
where
the
we're going.
only important thing
Let's solemn guard our
is your health.
No, this can't be
Yes, sir,
happening. This isn't
that's
happening.
the important thing. But fortunately, I
Hey,
don't get sick very
what
often
village
because
are
I
you
keep
from,
myself
horse
in
thief?
real good condition.
Why do you
physical
care?
Condition.
I
And
know
the way
it's
I do
last
that is by
dogs.
getting plenty of exercise. Every morning, I used to get up at 7
Rorikstead.
o'clock
I'm
and turn on my TV
from
set
Rorikstead.
and do all those exercises they show you on television. But after about 8 weeks, I had to stop it. You see, I
Sure,
found out
Mom,
that those
the Divine,
exercises
Kinnereth,
were
Akatosh,
for women, and my
Divines,
whole
please
shape was
help me.
changing.
General Tullius, the military
Matter of
governor.
fact, I didn't notice it
And
myself
it looks like the
until
Thalmor are
one
with
day I,
Damn elves.
well,
But they
I
had
better
something
save
to
that
do
for the
with this.
Johnny Carson show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, getting on with the show, I'd like to bring on my guest. two very fine entertainers, the
This is
Smothers
elegant.
Brothers.
I used to be sleeping on birds. Wonder if Elon is still making a dream of birds. When I was a boy, imperial walls and towers used to
I
make
said no, I didn't want to take it.
You're supposed to take it. Aren't you a folk singer?
Yes, but I said no because I didn't want to
Wait a
take
minute, you're a folk singer. Have you read the folk singer's guidebook?
Why?
Yeah, but I didn't want to.
And what does the guidebook say?
Inside the house.
It says all folk singers are obligated to
Yes,
what?
Papa. Get these prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
You're obligated
Why are we
to
stopping?
take it.
Why did
Without
they end of the line?
without hesitation, without thinking, like a reflex, Tommy. Take it, Tom. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
When I
right.
say take it,
Let's go.
up to it.
Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
Boil the cabbage down. Take it, Tom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Face your plans.
This is a mistake. The railroad started in America.
Your name. One
Rugged
at a
men of
time.
yesteryear went out in the wilderness with
Empire
vision in
loves
their
their
eyes
damn
and big
lists.
9-pound hammers in their hands.
Ulfric
Went out in the
Stormcloak.
wilderness to build the
Jarl
great
of Winter.
spider web of steel rails, the transcontinental
It has
railroad to
been
span
an
our
honor,
country. As these
Jarl
men went out in the
Ulfric.
wilderness and toiled and inched their way across the
Rail
vast
off of
bosom of
Riverwood.
America. Thought a little sex in the show.
No fear of rolling stock. No, I'm not a rebel. You can't do this.
This wasn't just a fun job. There was dangers in this job as they built the railroads up the mountains and down the
Anyone else
mountains and
feel like
across
Wait.
the
You
deserts
there.
and
Step
over
forward.
raging rivers, and they had to span crevices, deep crevices in the ground,
Who
and in
are
in
you?
the bottom of the crevices there was pumas. These just pumas with claws and foam coming out of these pumas' mouths, and the railroad men, they're going, whoa, look at those pumas down there! I'm not gonna build any railroad across the crowd. There's pumas in the
There were no pumas in the crevices because we don't have pumas here. There are no pumas in America.
Well, maybe some came over to visit.
They don't visit. Now, if you want to keep your story truthful, you get rid of the pumas right now.
I'm not going down that crevice. Well, there was these vicious beasts in these deep crevices, and these railmen said, "Well, look at those vicious beasts in the crevices. They look like pumas." But they weren't. And they were sore afraid. Yet the railroads were completed. Yes, the transcontinental railroads were completed, and a big feast was transpired for these rugged railroad men. And the sole subsistence for this big feast for these railroad men, the sole substance was hot cakes boiled in cabbage juice. It's not so popular now. They have to sing about something else.
I myself a bicycle, I learned to ride it well.
Crashed into a telephone pole and broke it all in pieces.
Down, boys, turn that old cake round. The only song I ever did sing was pull the cabbage down. Oh, working on the railroad, working all day long.
Take it. Have you ever read the folk singer's manual? It says when someone says to take it, you're supposed to take it. I said to take it, and you didn't take it.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Really, I'm sorry.
Well, don't get belligerent. You didn't take it.
I said I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I'm sorry.
That's okay then. Don't make any more mistakes.
Working on the railroad, working all day long. Take it.
Working.
Pull the cabbage down, boys.
Not many would have switches to come along the skyrim.
Down, boys.
Captain, what should we do? She's not on the list.
Forget the list. She goes with the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. We'll make sure it remains our tongue to value. Follow the captain.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in Helgen call you a hero. But a hero doesn't use
You
power
boys
of
have
the voice to
been
murder his
quite
king and
successful
usurp
the
his
last few
throne.
years must make you very happy.
Well, it makes us happy.
You
It really makes
started
our
this
family
war,
very happy.
plunged
Especially our
Skyrim into
little
chaos,
grandmother.
and
Are you
now
grand?
the Empire is going to pull
Yeah, we
you
have a
down
little
and restore
grandma,
the
and she
peace.
lives up in Barney Gulch, a little town in Northern California, and since things have been going well, nobody
Nothing.
ever hardly knew her.
Carry on.
But now they refer to her
Yes,
as
General
Smothers
Tullius.
Brothers' mother's
Give them
mother.
your last chance. As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the eight divines.
For the love of God, shut up. Let's get this over.
Yes, she has a mailbox. This long.
Well, fellas, tell me something about yourself.
Come on.
Where did
I
you,
haven't got
where
all
did you go to
morning.
school?
Well, we went to high school down here in Redondo Beach, California, and then we both went to college.
Oh, you went
My
to college.
ancestors
What'd you
are
study?
smiling at me.
Well, I was studying business
You say the
administration,
same.
and Tommy was studying medicine.
He looks like a puma to me.
As fearless as that.
You were
As
studying
it
medicine?
was in
Yeah, I was going to be a brain surgeon.
A
Where
brain
is it?
surgeon.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I couldn't be a
said
puma. There's no
next
puma.
prison.
To the block prison. Nice and easy.
You studied to be a brain surgeon?
Yeah, but I decided against it. I mean, you know, I was 18 years old. My mother still was cutting my meat for me.
I see where that might lessen your confidence.
What do you see?
I was pretty good with a fork, but a knife, I was lousy.
How did you kids
You know, we were watching a television program, and there was this guy that came out, and he didn't do anything. He just kind of stood around, and he stared at the audience. He just went on, he stood out there, and he just stared at the audience. He didn't do anything. Well, the way I figured, he could go out there and stand around and do nothing. I figured we could maybe do something. He doesn't know what we're talking about.
too? And that was years ago. Anyway, I'm glad I was responsible
the roof and keep
for going
going.
to the show. Now, I know you're going to do another number. So what's it going to be?
How's he know we're living now?
No.
When he pays, he knows.
Yeah, well, you better pay us plenty, because brain surgeons don't work cheap.
Just do your number.
We'd like to do a song of a young man who just lost his sweetheart. He's feeling very sorry for himself. It's entitled, I Never Will Marry. Some say that love is a gentle thing, but it only has caused me pain. For the only girl I ever did love, gone on that midnight, I never will marry.
I was very young. I remember there was a little girl that lived down the street from me. And we always used to say that when we grew up, we'd be married. And it was sort of a childish thing and a puppy love. Yet as years went by, this puppy love grew into something very dear and very precious to me. You know, they tell us that love is a gentle thing. But I think each person here who's truly loved and been loved has shed a tear and experienced heartache. And the girl I learned to love so very much and left me for another man. Yet I love her still. And I swear by all the stars in the skies that as long as I live, I never will marry. Unless I can marry her. I'll mess around a little bit, don't I?
They remind me of a couple of fellas I met when I was in London in 1944. It was during the war, and I was over in Europe entertaining the servicemen. And while I was there, I also did a few shows at the London Palladium.
But we're going to try again.
Well, one night, the enemy planes came over and put on one of the most devastating air raids of the entire war. I'll never forget it. I had finished my show at the theater, and I was walking back to my hotel, see, when the sirens started to wail, and the bombs dropped, and the searchlights were crisscrossing the sky.
By Jove, they gave us a bit of what for tonight.
Not half. This one's even worse than the other one.
You hear something?
Cool, another duck. Sounds like we've got a real live bomber out here.
Blimey, that's a big one.
I ought to go and get the bomb defusing squad.
Oh. There's a bloke under here.
I better hurry.
Hold on.
What are you doing there?
What am I doing? I tried to catch this for a souvenir. What am I doing?
He's an edgy one, isn't he?
American, you know.
Hey, pull this off of me, will you please?
Hold it. Can you hear it ticking? The slightest little jolt will sound the whole thing off.
You mean?
Let me put it this way, Governor. If you sneeze, you'll never hear the gesundheit.
Alfred Stormcloak. Some here in Hellbing call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a powerless voice to murder his king and usurp his throne.
You started the war, run Skyrim into chaos. Now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
For heaven's sake, can't you see I'm trapped under here?
For heaven's sake, can't you see he's trapped under there?
Carry on.
Yes!
Get started. Take this thing
Give
off.
them their lap.
Tommy, go ahead and get started.
As we
Not very
commend
close
your
to his
souls
eyes.
to Aetherius,
Why should I
blessings
close
of the
my
eight
eyes?
divines.
I don't like
For the love of
anybody
Talos,
looking over
shut
my
up.
shoulder
Let's
while
get
I'm
this
working.
over.
If I make a little mistake, you'll go blabbing it around to everybody.
Come on.
If you make a mistake, I won't tell anybody, believe me. Not even the guy who picks up my lips.
My attitude. My review. You say the same.
Okay, in that case, you can watch.
Well, thank you.
Now, first, we've got to locate the exact area of the mechanism.
First, we've got to locate the exact area of the mechanism.
Yeah, I heard him.
All right, Tommy, you get looking on that end. I'll look on this end.
As fearless in death as he was
Getting
in
louder.
life.
It's getting louder. That sounds
There it is.
hollow.
Did you hear that?
It's a
Next
Tommy.
prisoner.
To the block, prisoner.
Nice and easy.
Talking to me. Hey, the bomb's talking to me. He even knows my name. It said Tommy. I never knew a bomb before.
Now, let's get this covered.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentry, what do you see?
Look at this clock. Beautiful mechanism.
That's an XK-41. That's a Swiss movement.
No, the XK-41 happens. It's a German movement.
It's a Swiss movement.
It's a German movement. XK-41 is German.
It's a Swiss movement.
It is not.
Who cares?
Give us another
Those
chance.
fellas are just flying around
This way.
and keep rushing.
Why wouldn't I rush you? I don't even think you fellas know what you're doing.
What is that thing? Would the legends be true?
I'll go right over
Legends don't burn out.
We need to
over
move
there.
now. Up through the tower. Let's go.
I thought you said you defused that bomb.
I did what I always do. I detached the white wire from the blue wire.
It's supposed to be the green wire from the blue wire.
I thought it was
Kind of what I was
It's always been the green wire from the blue wire.
just a little mistake. I mean, everybody makes a mistake. You know, nobody's perfect. Gee, if everybody was perfect, if you were perfect, and if you were perfect, and I was perfect, what kind of world would this be? This be some world, believe me.
Look, if I want philosophy, I should listen to Bertrand Russell.
Not a boy. There's no in place.
Or Jack
Hurrah! God! Everyone is
Well,
Still
according
alive,
to this
prisoner?
clock,
Keep
we've
close
got
to me if you
about
want to
2
stay
minutes
that way.
before the bomb goes
Gunnar,
off.
take care of the boy.
So we
I
better
have to
hurry.
find General Tullius and join the defense.
Cogwheel here, and I'll detach this wire right
Hey,
there.
Tommy, I just noticed something. Do you know who this is?
No.
Stay close to the wall!
Jack Benny.
You mean the guy that's playing at the Palladium?
Yes, Jack Benny.
Quickly, follow me!
Yes, I'm Jack Benny.
Hey, nice to meet you. Don't get up.
Go to the truck and get the guitar.
Guitar.
Benny, we'd sure like to do a number.
It's you
for
and me, prisoner. Stay
You
close.
said yourself there's only 2 minutes left on the bomb.
Great. All right, let's do that special song we've been working
Traitor.
on.
Yeah, traitor. Out of my way.
We've only got 2 minutes.
All right, the song takes a minute.
Why? I hope that ready takes you all to Sovereign Guard.
You feel like laughing, go around.
With me, prisoner. Let's go. Come on. We need to get inside.
Corn, I don't care.
Jimmy crack corn, I don't care.
Jimmy
I don't
Crack
care, I don't
Hey, wait a
care.
minute. That's not the way it goes.
I don't care.
How do you like that one?
Fine.
How about an encore?
Never mind the encore. We've only got a few seconds left.
Didn't get it. Let's do it again.
Looks like we're the only way. Was that really a plan? Bring us to the end time. We should keep moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings out. There you go. Take a look around. There should be plenty of gear to choose from. I'm going to see if I can find something to leave behind. Look around.
Fellas, I'm sorry. If I told my producer once, I told him 1,000 times. When we do a sketch, don't use a real bomb.
See if one of these chests has some armor. See if one of these chests has
Hey,
some armor.
Dickie, you know, I can just see it in tomorrow's headlines in the papers. Benny's bomb smothers brothers.
Look around.
Thanks very much for being on the show.
This, you know,
Let's keep moving.
this is one of the dirtiest shows I've ever been on.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, well, that's the show. Good night, folks, and I'll be seeing you soon.
The Outsider will not be presented, so that we may bring you the following special program.
A special program in color on NBC.
Jack Benny's Birthday Special with his guest stars, Lucille Ball, Dan Blocker, Dennis Day. Introducing Rovan. Special guest star, Lawrence Welch. And Anne Margaret as the Valentine Girl. Brought to you by...
Just give me a minute. I'm out of bed.
Hear that?
Texaco. On behalf of Texaco retailers and distributors in all 50 states, we say, fill it up with Texaco Sky Cheap, the gasoline that will drive down the cost of driving and save you money.
And now, the star of our show, Jack Benny.
Let me see if I can get that
Thank you, thank you. I'm Jack Benny, and I welcome you to my special. I'm so glad you tuned in, because on tonight's show, I'm celebrating my birthday. And we'll get started in just a minute. But first...
The John Hamlins of Malibu, California are leaving this morning on a cross-country vacation. They'll be able to get whatever their car may need with the one credit card that really gets around.
Look out!
Damn, that dragon doesn't give up easy. What are you doing? We need to get out of Helgen. Now! Materials and potions here. We're going to need them. Where'd you come from?
Texaco has the only credit card honored under the same sign in all 50 states and throughout Canada. Ask for an application at your nearby Texaco station. More and more people trust their card to the man who wears the Texaco star.
No more. An old story.
Now, as I said before, on tonight's show, I'm celebrating my birthday. And doing a show about such an important event gives me a chance to can't ignore it any longer. I know you're waiting for an explanation why someone else came out when I was introduced. Well, it wasn't my idea. My writers thought of it. But I'm going to take most of the credit because when they told me what they wanted to do, I liked it. And when they told me to get someone who is hip, cool, and a real swinging cat, I immediately thought of Lawrence Welk. Now, I wanted to talk to Welk personally, but I didn't know where he lived, you see.
What the heck?
So I jumped into my car,
Follow?
bought one of those maps to movie stars' homes, and I was on my way. But in the dark, the guy handed me an old map, and I found out that when I arrived at the address, it is now one of those places that sells fried chicken. Now, fortunately, the colonel was there, and he told me that Lawrence Welk lived 2 miles up the hill. So I thanked him, licked his fingers,
Done then? This way.
he smiled down on me, and I drove off. Now, when I got there, I knew I had the right place by the number on the
torture
house.
room.
A
Gods, I
1,
wish we
a
didn't
2.
need this.
So I pressed the button on the electric gate, and my voice said, "Who is this?" I said, "It's Jack
That's
Benny."
the end of that.
Now, apparently, I pressed the wrong
You
button
fellows
because
having
when I
along
said it's
just in
Jack
time.
Benny, the sprinklers
Boys
came
seem to
on.
be-
So while I was standing there with my suit slowly shrinking, the colonel came up delivering an order. So while I engaged him in conversation, I tied a message to the leg of a chicken. Fate must have been with me
with us.
because
We need
with
to get out
20
of here.
pieces of
We
chicken
need to find
in
a
the
way
bucket,
out of here.
Lawrence choked on my message.
Forget the
And
old
he
man.
agreed
I'll
to
go
be
with
on
you.
my birthday show. I think it was awfully
Looks
sweet
like
of
there's something
him.
in there.
And now I would like to bring him back and have him take a bow for doing such a wonderful impersonation of him. Lawrence Welk.
Leave me to my work. That is a big mistake.
Great.
It's nice to be invited to your birthday party.
Well, you're certainly welcome. Your imitation. I'll tell you, I can't get over how great you did that impersonation of him.
Why, Jack, I do a lot of impersonations.
You do a lot of impersonations?
Certainly. Get a load of this. Edward G. Robinson.
Edward G. Robinson?
Now, look, you guys, you keep muscling in on my territory, and I'm gonna let you have it, see?
That's wonderful.